Alright, so I'm just a young, stupid dog, and the name of this take is called Moonshine Mom. The man had taken me out to one of the only Italian restaurants in western Kentucky that allows the patrons to bring in their any size description dog with them. It's a super dog-friendly restaurant. But the problem was, I don't know if the man had too many bourbons. Like this restaurant, you got to show up there an hour before you want to get in there. Minimum. There's an hour wait minimum on a Tuesday evening because it's so popular, because all the people can bring in their dogs. They all can just bring in their mutts and their mongrels, their Great Danes, their German Shepherds. It's not just for the little Labrapoodle doodles and all the little scruffy little tiny Benjamin dogs. You know what I'm saying? It's for the regular dogs. So it's and it also happens to be an Italian restaurant. And one of the great dishes they have for the humans is the clams marsalis. It's very excellent. The clams, the sauce, the linguine. Then they have one for the dogs. It's called bone broth soup. It's delicious. The dogs love it. They love the bone broth. The men love it. They love the scampi scalus or something along these lines. Anyways, both those dishes are very popular. Anyway, and they don't take reservations. They're like first come, first serve, no reservation. That made the man mad right away. It's like, no reservations? What I got to wait standing out there with my thumb up my ass with all the riffraff? I'm making a reservation over here. And they were like, hey, bud, we don't take reservations. Turns out they only take reservations for parties of 10 or more. So while you're sitting there on a little bench they give you to sit on, there's only enough room for like 6 or 7 people in the little waiting area. Everybody else is standing outside with their dogs on the leashes, shitting and pissing all over the front of the sidewalk in front of the restaurant. There's got to be 30 people over there at any one time. It takes you about a half hour, 45 minutes if you're lucky to work your way in to getting to sit down inside. All right, so anyways, we were sitting in there for like an hour. And the parties at 10, they just come streaming through. So it's not that you're waiting. The parties at 10 have a reservation. You're not only waiting for party after 10, after party after 10, after party after 10. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the few people that are in front of you. But you think it'd get in a lot quicker, but it turns out there's a streaming, non-stop, vortex of parties at 10 just going by. So anyways, we're sitting down in that little waiting area, and the man, he sees we're like 5 steps from the bar. He goes and gets himself a double shot of what do they call it? That Winston or Woodford? A double shot of Woodford on the rocks. He sits down. Half hour, 35 minutes. I can tell he was nursing. He's sipping. He's trying to make it last. He's like, jeepers creepers, that Woodford was so bad. 35 minutes later, he steps up to the bar. He says, hey, let me have Maker's Mark this time. The Maker's Mark was 28 for a double. Man sat down. He goes, I paid 26 for a Woodford. They charged me 28. That really ruffled the man's feathers. He's like, 26 for a double, a Woodford with a $5 tip, and 28 for Maker's Mark with a double on the rocks. And he was the cheap ice, too. The ice smells so fast, your drink gets watery. I mean, jeepers creepers. I mean, they poured out a pretty nice drink for a double. $26 and $28. And the Woodford's cheaper than the Maker's Mark. These people got ass backwards. Well, anyways, by the time they get us to our table, we've been there a couple hours, and the man's had 2 double bourbons, but he already has a regular bourbon in his hand, sloshed out. I was like, the waitress just sat us down. How'd she get you a regular-sized bourbon? And the man was cutting back on his drinking and his, he didn't want to get slop shit drunk. He didn't want to pay a fortune. He wound up paying about $100 for the alcohol just alone at this dog-friendly Italian restaurant. But we sit down, he's already got a bourbon in his hand, and he's ordering the 4th bourbon. Now, the last 2 bourbons were just singles, not doubles. But he's somehow mysteriously got a single when we're sitting down at the table, and he's already ordering the next single. He's like, honey, give me another one. He's rattling around. Shouldn't even bring the bread yet. He's rattling the ice around. Anyways, he's so shit-faced. I think he was half shit-faced when we got there. I mean, I've seen him more shit-faced, but he's shit-faced. He starts in on the forks. He says, hey, what the frick, these forks over here? It's the same size fork for the entree fork or the salad fork. And he was still thinking about the way they charged him $2 more for Maker's Mark than they charged him for Woodford. And he says, they're ripping me off, man. And I sit down there, and these forks are the same size. This restaurant's so fancy smancy. They give me 2 forks, a spoon, and a knife, and a nice cloth napkin. The forks are the same size. He starts calling the waitress, hey, honey, come on over here a sec. Hey, look at this. She's like, what? What is it? He's like, look it down. What do you don't see this? She's like, what? What is there? Is there a piece of something on your fork? You got a dirty fork? He goes, honey, both these forks, I could go try to go snorkeling and stab a bass. I could go spearfishing with these forks over here. These forks are like weapons. These forks look like they were part of Conan the Barbarian's, whatever, like a sneak attack or weapon he kept concealed. These things look like they're stout. These things look like they're skewers for mixing up cauldrons of meat. This is something like some kind of high priest used to stab out a little piece of meat and sneak it off to their chambers. These are some hefty forks. The problem is they're both the same size. She's like, yeah, one's for your entree, one's for your salad. He says, hey, how do I know which is which? She says, either way you want to do it. You could use the same fork for your salad or your entree you want. You could jug them around. You could mix it up. You could eat half with one and half with the other. Or you could just say, whatever fork you eat your salad with, leave it on your salad plate and I'll take it away from you. He goes, I don't even know which fork I should pick up and start eating my salad. That's my problem. And the waitress is like, you must be a Moonshine Mom's little boy. Your mom must have been a Moonshine Mom. You must have come out of a Moonshine Mom because you're not right in the head. Do you got the Ashburgers? She says, hey, son, your mom must have been a Moonshine Mom. You got the Ashburgers? Did you not get the right vaccines or too many vaccines? Do you got the measles? What's the matter with you? You eat a freaking fork. Don't matter to nobody. Well, anyways, this take was called the Moonshine Mom take. The man was really ruffled up. He was still confused. He didn't know which fork to use. It really bothered him. It had him flummoxed. But anyways, this was the Moonshine Mom take.